All right, it's Monday, and I think it's the 28th of March, I think. It's around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm going to show you this amazing piece of stained glass that my brother did, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm going to explain to you why it's amazing, other than it is. So he made it for my mother. And this was a time when my brother's creativity was running wild. And I'll show you some of the details I understand about this stained glass. We'll start with the frame. It's oak. I've recently stained it, put half a dozen coats of dark stain on it, then I put polyurethane. Because my goal with this stained glass window is to hang it in this window. I'm gonna put a couple of hooks here and here, and then I'm gonna take a carabiner, put it here and here, and then hang it on the hooks, because that'll be nice and secure, because this thing probably weighs 20 some pounds. So it's not gonna be where it is, it'll be up so that the bottom edge of the stained glass will be right about there. And it's beautiful. Now, this is called flash glass, this stuff here. And what is hard to appreciate in this video, in general, is this is all one piece of glass that's been cut individually by my brother. And what you notice is you see how it's lighter here and then it progressively gets darker. And you can see sort of a waviness. You can see light and dark. And that's a product of flash glass, which is apparently different layers of colored stained glass. So the bottom line is that it's a unique piece of glass in terms of being light colored here. And then it progressively goes here where it's dark. It's all been cut, like I said, out of one piece of glass. So you see it's very dark red here, lighter, lighter. So what he did is he took one piece of glass and literally cut this so that right next to each other, this used to be one piece, and then he cut it. It's hard to do. And then you can see the lead that he put here, more lead. So all these pieces were one large piece. So this color comes up here, matches, gets lighter in color, lighter and lighter. And what is really interesting is you see how light this area is, how almost it's clear. And if you go up here, see how that piece is clear? Same glass right up here. And then if you notice here, see how it's getting darker, it progressively gets darker? That's darker. If you compare this to that, it's darker. And then if you look at the color here, it matches there. And then if you look at this one, it matches this color. It gets even more interesting. See how this piece is even darker than the ones we've been looking at? It matches here. This one's very dark red. This one's sort of an orangey. This one's a dark red. And see how this is a dark red? And then you look at here, this color here is paler, and it's paler. So none of this was done by accident. It was all done by design. It's an amazing piece, and it really represents the incredible artistic ability that my brother has. Sadly, he doesn't do it anymore. It's a shame. I suspect he'd be very good at instructing people on how to do stained glass, but it's something that he's lost interest in. So clearly the water, the sailboat, the orange sun in the background highlighting the sailboat. But eventually I'll have a picture, like I said, where this will be hanging in the window. Now my biggest concern was that this window faces south. So clearly it's gonna get hot in this space, and there'll better be a lot of UV light. And UV light, as we know, destroys things, UVA, UVB, and we don't get much UVC because it's stopped by the atmosphere. So that is the reason I stained it, put polyurethane, because polyurethane resists UV. I'm actually gonna put something on the backside that faces the sun, maybe some aluminum foil or paper, so it can take the brunt of the UV as it comes through the glass. Now the glass is UV resistant, but it doesn't hurt to have belt and suspenders. Multiple layers. We'll have the glass, we'll then have paper, then we'll have the polyurethane, then we'll have the stain to protect this wonderful piece of artwork. Just looking at it, you wouldn't really appreciate how amazing it is, but once you understand the complexity and the design elements, it gets to be pretty amazing. So hopefully when the time comes, it'll be treasured as much as I treasure it. So I just thought I'd share my brother's stained glass work. Does amazing stuff. I'll talk to you later. Bye.